Hey, what's going on everybody? Jason here. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Zombies Overrated, Underrated, the show where I pull topics from a zombie skull to see if that thing's either overrated or underrated. Let's go ahead and jump right into the first topic of today's video, ladies and gentlemen. Topic number 1 will be The Giant. As you guys know, The Giant is a remaster of the classic World at War Zombies map Derice. Only this time, it has the Black Ops 3 Zombies flair. From what I've seen, a lot of people in the Zombies community really like The Giant. However, I think I'm gonna say The Giant is slightly underrated because when you think of Black Ops 3, you think of their Eisendrache or Garad Krovi. And even though a lot hasn't really changed on the Giant, after you do the Flytrap Easter egg, you get the Annihilator pistol. Now I know the Annihilator pistol isn't the greatest, but it's still a cool Easter egg incentive for doing something that previously didn't have a reward to it. And of course you have the extra perk Easter egg, which is if you get monkey bombs and you throw the monkey bombs in each of the 3 teleporters, then you hit the button at spawn, the giant head from the giant robots on Origins will shoot a laser beam, and that laser beam will melt some snow for you and it will unveil either Stamina Up or Deadshot Daiquiri. Personally, I think it's those little details that go a long way when you're remastering a zombies map. It's such a cool feature, they didn't have to include it, but they did because The Giant is a really good remaster of Derice. And of course, as most of you know, this kickstarts our Black Ops 3 storyline, and Primus now has to go hunt down the Ultimus crew and trap them in the summoning key. There really isn't a whole lot to say about The Giant, mainly because it's the same thing as Derice, but just polished up, and it's not on the World at War engine anymore, it's on the Black Ops 3 engine, which is much smoother and cleaner. Zombies don't grab you in Black Ops 3 like they did in World at War, and you have some really fun side Easter eggs. Overall, I really don't have that much to say about The Giant. It's a great remaster, but I do think it's only slightly underrated because all the other maps in Black Ops 3 are really good, like Shadows of Evil and Eisendrache, and I feel like The Giant gets overlooked a little bit, so that's why I think The Giant is only slightly underrated. Alright, moving on to the second topic of the day, we have the Black Ops Cold War Raygun. Black Ops Cold War brought the Raygun back to its former glory, and I know everybody in the community, including myself, loves that. So I think for that reason, I'm gonna say the Black Ops Cold War Raygun is properly rated. There really isn't too much to say about the Raygun other than it's just really good in this game. The Black Ops Cold War Raygun shreds through megatons and manglers and mimics and anything else that gets thrown in your direction. Also, it seems like the Black Ops Cold War Raygun doesn't have as much splash damage as some of the other versions of the Raygun in previous games, and I think that's a great thing. I know a lot of zombie players, including myself, have been really annoyed when you get Raygun splash damage and then eventually it leads to you going down. And that's really all I have to say about the Black Ops Cold War Raygun. It's just really good, and I think everybody, including myself in the community, is glad to see the Raygun back in its former glory, so that's why I think the Raygun in Black Ops Cold War is properly rated. And moving on to the final topic of this episode of Zombies Overrated Underrated, we have Der Eisendrache. Personally, Der Eisendrache is one of my favorite zombies maps of all time. I love the bows, I love the castle setting, the Easter egg is fun, and overall it's just a really enjoyable experience. And I'm inclined to believe that the rest of the zombies community agrees with me when I say Der Eisendrache is a fantastic map. So, for the second topic in a row, I'm gonna say Der Eisendrache is properly rated. Where Der Eisendrache shines is its core gameplay. You have 4 elemental bows, all with unique abilities, and they're just really fun to use. Rehashing the dog mechanic from Mob of the Dead, changing that into dragon heads that you feed off the wall is really cool, and that's how you get the Wrath of the Ancients bow. The Easter egg is fun and simple, but challenging. The Der Eisendrache Easter egg definitely keeps you on your toes. The boss fight is also fun and challenging, but it's really satisfying when you complete it. It's a really epic fight. Der Eisendrache is the antithesis of the map Moon, where on Moon we blew up the Earth, now we blow up the Moon so we can destroy Griffin Station and we can stop the events of Black Ops 2 from ever happening. You also have neat little side Easter eggs, like turning all the zombies in the map into skeletons, and you have the Panzerclaw helmet, and just the little things like that. The best way I can sum it up is Der Eisendrache is a very simplified Origins, and I think that's a great thing. You have a lot of the same mechanics that you had on Origins, like the 4 elemental weapons for example, but this is a more simplified version for new players who maybe are intimidated by Origins or Mob of the Dead. This definitely gives Zombies players a better introduction. The reason why I say that is because I think the bow quests are way easier than the staff quests on Origins. But don't get me wrong, Eisendrache still has a degree of challenge for the returning Zombies players, but it's also a good map for newer Zombies players. I think to sum up my point, I think Eisendrache is a good gateway map for players to go from casual to I want to really get invested into Zombies and I want to see what else there is, so that a player can start to get more invested in the convoluted and crazy steps that are in Call of Duty Zombies. But overall, Eisendrache is a great map. Definitely a top 5, if not top 3 map of all time. The bows are great, the Easter egg is fun, the map layout is awesome, the atmosphere is great, and I think the rest of the community would agree with me. So that's why my verdict is Eisendrache is a properly rated Zombies map. But anyways guys, that is it for this episode of Zombies Overrated, Underrated. What did you think of the topics we covered today? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're a brand new viewer. Also, don't forget to check out all the links down below in the description so you stay up to date with everything that I do. And with that said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night depending on where you are in this crazy world, and I'll see you guys next time.